Welcome to Razor Pop, where we bring you the latest in entertainment and pop culture. I'm Helmi.
And I'm Christina. And today we're going west. We have a terrific interview with Meg Ryan, a brand new music video by the very sexy Jessica Simpson.
The very sexy Jessica Simpson.
Yes, obviously, he probably likes her very much. Plus some news of Jessica, Alba, Kanye West, and the Beatles.
Yep, but first off, here's a brand new interview of Meg Ryan by Diane Sawyer. Meg talks about how she felt being labelled the Scarlet Woman for having an affair with Russell Crowe when she was still married to Dennis Quaid.
As you probably know, Meg used to be one of the top earning actresses in Hollywood, on par with Julia Roberts. But after her public scandal, she quickly lost her box office appeal. Let's watch this clip.
It's been said about Meg Ryan that when you see her on screen, you feel if you just could meet her, you know you'd be friends for life. Well, she's back now in a new movie about women and friendship and what it really means to be a friend when the crunch comes. It's called The Women, and she's going to talk to us in just a moment. But first, a look at her life on and off the screen. Sassy and still somehow innocent, the line that started Meg Ryan on the journey to the top.
Take me to bed or lose me forever.
In Harry Met Sally, charming moviegoers.
And the ride will pop. The wheels are yellow, the upholstery's brown, the dashboard's genuine leather, with isinglass curtains that will roll. What? It's my voice, isn't it? I hate my voice.
She was the girl every woman felt could be her best friend. A man's idea of a perfect date, bringing back romantic comedy, winning love quirkily by the final reel. Take Sleepless in Seattle.
Sam. It's nice to meet you.
You Got Mail.
I wanted it to be you so bad.
And then, 2 years later, in Proof of Life, the drama continued off-screen. She was romantically linked with co-star Russell Crowe. It ended her decade-long marriage to Dennis Quaid. She says she was labeled a Scarlet Woman and felt as if she'd been hit by a gale force headwind. But now, she says she is herself, ready to speak. There she is in InStyle magazine saying, "I feel like I got myself back." And now, in the new movie, The Women, the all-star female cast is headed by Ryan. New chapter, new freedom, new voice. Meg Ryan speaks. And speaks to us right now. It's Margaret Mary Emily Ann. Do I have all the names?
Mary Emily Ann.
Yes.
I've been around forever.
You look at this. I know you keep looking at
Forever and ever.
Shaking your head there. And how you look in this magazine, making the 40s look swell up there. Those pictures.
They did right by me.
Let me get right to it, because I want to ask about this sentence. You said, "I feel like I got myself back." What is this lesson? What has happened to you?
Well, I took a lot of time off, and I've spent, I've been working in this business forever. And I took the last 4 years for myself, and, been through a lot of things and changed my life upside down, paid attention to a lot of things that filled in a lot of gaps, and now back doing the movies.
As we know, 8 years ago, such a bruising time, and you said you were considered the Scarlet Woman, having had a reckless affair that destroyed your marriage. What's the truth?
What's the truth? I think you're referring to the InStyle piece that I was in, and the truth is I had a very complicated marriage, which I, at the time, really didn't want to speak. I don't really want to speak so much about it now, but I think you have to fill in some of the gaps for people. I think the last few years I've confused a lot of people, really. And over the summer I was walking down the street in this small town where I live in the summer, and these girls were kind of spilling out of this bar, and we just had dinner, and someone said, "Oh, there's Meg Ryan, there's Meg Ryan." And someone said, I hear this kind of behind me, I hear her, one of them says, "Oh, Meg Ryan, I love her." And the other one said, "Meg Ryan, I hate her."
Well, part of it was because you didn't say anything, and you do talk in the magazine about fidelity and the fact that infidelity came first on your husband's side, and that you had a line, when a woman cheats, it's the woman's fault. When a man cheats, it's the woman's fault. Why did you stay in the marriage if that was going on? Why did you stay?
Well, I found out about a lot of it later. And again, it's not something I really like to talk about. I'm a really private person. My son was 8 years old at the time. He's now 16. He's old enough to understand how complicated adult relationships can be. And, you know, I have no interest in opening up my marriage. I just feel like every now and then you have to fill in the gaps for people, you know.
But it was a very painful period afterwards.
Yeah.
As you said, the gale force wind coming at you and blaming you for so much, but liberating at the same time.
Yeah.
Liberating how?
I think when people say things about you that are, you know, wonderful and loving and then awful, there's this feeling of being in reaction to people's opinions of you. And when you see how disconnected people's opinions are from who you really are, it's very liberating. You live from the inside out and not from the outside in. And fame is a crazy kind of tornado, and when you have the security of knowing who you really are, there's a tremendous amount of freedom in that.
You traveled, you said.
Yeah.
Therapy.
Yeah.
You did everything for yourself.
Yeah.
And how about the relationship now? How is Jack, your 16-year-old, doing now?
He's fantastic.
Yeah?
Man-teen.
Yeah. and as a relationship with his dad and his mom, you've come to a friendship?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're not friends, really, but we're friendly.
And as you say, he is now old enough to understand the constellation of things around the relationship.
Yeah.
And you have Daisy.
Daisy, who's 3.
3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And is raising a girl very different from raising a boy?
Well, she's just so different than he is. I mean, she's so... she's in charge. She's hilarious. She's a very, very wise old soul. Jack's a much newer kind of dude.
A newer dude. Get that Jack out there. Okay, let's talk about the movie coming out. The Women It Is, and it's funny, but it's also, it's not just a love poem to women's friendships, about the complicated things that can go on inside them.
Yeah, it's a movie about how women can be, you know, we can be our own best friends and our own worst enemies, you know. And it's my best friend, my character actually goes through a lot. She's betrayed by her husband, she's betrayed by her best friend, her father fires her, she's a mess. And her girlfriends help her through it.
Let's play a clip, because this is the girlfriends getting ready to go on a road trip together, and again, you have been betrayed and they're on the rampage.
Right.
It's out in the open, okay? Fine. What I want to know is, what did he say when you confronted him?
Well, I didn't confront him. He doesn't know I know.
What do you mean?
Mary, that is
Mary,
ridiculous.
I'm not proud of you.
I'm piece of it. Okay,
No,
you happened to me. That's what to do. Okay. All right, I appreciate all of you trying to help. I really do. But please, don't dissect and analyze every square inch of this right now. I can't take it. Just be there for me, silently. Okay, let's go.
I should not be operating heavy machinery right now.
And so you go. What a collection of women in this cast.
Incredible. I
mean, you've only begun to see the beginning of them.
Yeah, Eva Mendes and, you know, Cloris Leachman and Candice Bergen and Bette Midler, Annette Bening, Deborah Messing, Jada Pinkett. It just goes on and on.
And what did you learn? What's the main thing you learned about women's friendship just thinking about it as you were making it?
We are utterly necessary to one another, especially now. You know, given all the opportunities and the choices that we have, I think sometimes the confusion really is, do you want it all? And if you are trying to have it all, the guidance that you're looking for is sort of side to side. It's holding hands with your peers. It's less about looking up to the generation before you or behind you. We need each other now. You know, we've got a lot of choices to make. It can be complicated sometimes.
Well, it's so great to have you here.
Thank you.
It's so great
nice
to have
see you
back. It's really wonderful to see you.
She's sweet.
Yeah, I'm glad to see her back in the cinema, because I've always liked her. She's a very likable woman.
Yeah.
Although I don't like what she's done to her face.
What did she do?
I mean, can you see that she's done quite a bit of plastic surgery? She used to be so beautiful back in...
naturally beautiful.
When I was in boys' school, when I was in Victoria School, like quite a number of boys had like pictures of her on their files and in their lockers and stuff like that.
I think she warms people's hearts. I just love to see her smile. There's this bubbly, effervescent side of her that I really like.
Yeah, absolutely.